Here we go, our second series of the day, and we are jumping in mid-series, as currently our player in the bottom left is up 1-0. And here we go, in the bottom left of Jagannatha LE, we have the Chilean Zerg player. He is red, representing a brand new team, Team Infernales Esports. It is chorocarlo. Trumpets are still loud for me. Oh god. Spotting in the top right, we have the Brazilian Protoss representing Team Death Zone Gaming. It is MeThOd. All right. Zerg so strong, best tools. Yo, oh my god. Speaking of, chorocarlo is going for a pool first opening. Again, a very early pool. I think that was a 15 pool. Followed up by that hatchery. Meanwhile, thankfully, MeThOd is going for a probe scout, so he will be able to see this opener. He should be on top of his wall. Massive shot on that one. Again, just looking at his vision, he saw how late the hatchery was, he saw how early the spawning pool was, so he should not just start this wall, but also chrono out that zealot. Chrono out the zealot. No, at this. Oh no. Okay, there's a probe here patrolling. Interesting. So he doesn't want to make a zealot unless he knows for sure that lings are coming across the map. There we go. Lings are now moving out across Jagannatha. One of them will go off towards that probe. Luckily for MeThOd, it's only 4 lings that have been made. Finally, the zealot is being made. Kind of late to be honest, but chrono boost will make up for that. And again, because there aren't 6 or even 8 lings, like they shouldn't deal too much damage. The lings will get in. Ooh, oh my, that's not a wall. No, MeThOd, please. Forced to cancel that pylon. The lings, they do get into the main base. They get a full scout off. More importantly, they see where the second pylon is, and if any extra gases were taken. So, nice opener so far from chorocarlo. He forced the zealot, he forced some cancelled buildings, you know, a little bit of chaos ensues. So, Funada ARJ Skater. Who is Fernantok? Fernantok is a long-time supporter of the channel. Yeah, okay, get out of here, ARJ Skater. Yo, a probe goes down? Oh my god. MeThOd, please. Again, these lings just getting even more value. Because they're still alive, what they're doing is they're waiting. They're waiting for tech to be thrown down, and then they will see everything. A little bit on A move there, as they all get cleaned up, and now MeThOd is free to throw down his tech without the fear of being scouted. And there it is. So it is not going to be a Twilight Council opening. It is going to be a Stargate opening coming out from MeThOd. Oh my. I'm just catching up. I'm just catching up. Okay, there we go. Exclamation mark store, exclamation mark merch. God damn it. 2022 was very close. True, maybe I should have said 2023 regarding the merch store. Meanwhile, the first gateway units are going across the map. Are they going to achieve much? They shouldn't. chorocarlo's third base is honestly relatively late. We typically see a third thrown down a little bit sooner. A lot of this is because of the opener, and oh my god. Roach Warren is thrown down for chorocarlo. Still no lair. He has a decent amount of lings, a surprising amount of lings. I imagine his goal here is to go across the map and maybe force a cancel on this third base, but he's got to go now. There we go. A little bit late, honestly, to pull the trigger. Now the Adepts have come back home. Same with the Zealot as well. They were just across the map, if you recall, and that would have been a prime opportunity for chorocarlo to just pull the trigger. But now they have some SimCity, they're all together. These lings aren't going to achieve as much. He's going for it though. He gets a surround on the army. He will be able to get a zealot and an adept, but it looks like that is all. Maybe another adept? Up. He will. But unfortunately, that's all that he gets. The important part though is that he did scout the Void Ray. The Void Ray is forced to defend the third base, so now the Lings have gotten the information they need. He also went in with an Overlord, to be fair, confirmed the Stargates, but did not confirm the follow-up. Oh my god. Oh, it's disgusting. As we can see, MeThOd is going for a Templar Archives and a Twilight Council. So, Charge and Archons are what I'm feeling here. There it is. Charge +1. Archons it is. And Charge or Archon can be difficult to deal with if you don't scout it, if you don't know what your opponent's going for. And this is risky. chorocarlo going for a Spire. Mutas are a great harassment tool, and if they catch your opponent off guard, they can straight up win the game. But if they run into Archons, yo, it only takes a couple Archon shots and the Mutas will just evaporate. So chorocarlo has to be very careful with how he controls the Mutas and where they are. Meanwhile, MeThOd has a lot of scouting to do. He needs to figure out what his opponent's doing. And unfortunately, he only has one sentry. This sentry can do a lot. What can the sentry do? Mate, hallucinated phoenixes. Get them hallucs out on the map. You need to scout your opponent ASAP. A couple more sentries would be ideal so you can go for continuous scouts. But unfortunately, MeThOd isn't really going for that. He's working on his own army, getting more gateway units, walling off at the third base, preparing for an attack, setting up his defenses. Like, it makes sense, but he is kind of foregoing a critical part of the game, which is scouting, right? It's one of the most important parts. So that is a bit of a shame. His core army, though, is still quite strong. Meanwhile, Spire is done. 8 Mutas are on the way. Ooh, I kind of like this from chorocarlo. He's not neglecting his ground army. He only is making enough Mutas to go across the map and to one-shot workers. And that's what they're gonna do. The Mutas are headed out. At the same time, though, MeThOd is also pushing out into Jagannath. He's got his Archons. He's gonna have a massive warping of charge lots. This War Prism is a little bit exposed. Okay, I thought the Mutas would maybe catch it, but the Mutas actually skirt around the edges of the map. They avoid the army, and finally, MeThOd pulls the trigger and he reveals himself onto creep. Now the Mutas have to make a decision, and chorocarlo commits. He's going into the main. There's nothing here. Probes will fall. MeThOd, do not recall. Oh my god. Here we go. MeThOd, he's pushing in. He's got his Archons. No, don't go home. He sends one Archon back home. I guess that's acceptable. The rest of his army is pushing in, but the Roaches are done. There are no Ravagers, but plenty of Roaches, plenty of Queens. Show us those Transfuses. Oh my god. The Transfuses are not there. The Queens are falling, but he focuses down the War Prism. No more reinforcements. Where are the Charge Lots? The Charge Lots are not there. Oh my god. They finally come in, but it's too late. The Archons will fall, and GG gets called. GG, well played. Congratulations, chorocarlo. MeThOd, I loved the build in general. I don't think he played that too badly. Obviously, the biggest thing is that he didn't see the Spire. He didn't know that there were going to be Mutas. And because of that, the Muta harass forced him into like a base trade, right? Like, he had no answer, and the Mutas were just getting probe after probe after probe. So he had to just go for it. And that attack was a little bit mishandled, right? Like, he had to send an Archon back home. I think he did a couple of Warpins back home as well to help deal with the Mutas, which meant that he couldn't reinforce his army with Zealots. The War Prism was exposed. Like, his attention was split up. Like, oh, it's a rough game there. Rough game for MeThOd. But that does mean that chorocarlo will take down his opponent and move on in the bracket to face another Protoss player. An amazing Protoss player. A Canadian. We were just talking about him, and he was in the chat. We are talking, of course, about Trigger.